welcome to Rauta's Bedroom Black Metal review. This time we have a beautiful box by Kalmankantaja with the Nostalgia Trilogy, featuring 3 different albums in one beautiful package, released by Wolfspell in late 2021. This is here for review, and let's try to remove the individual CDs here, which are kind of stuck. I shouldn't have put them back before, because initial time when I was removing the CDs here, it felt like they were totally stuck. Very tight packaging, but looks nice. This cardboard packaging already taken some damage, or maybe it's just harmed for promotional use. I don't know. Maybe I cut it when I cut it. I don't know. Nobody cares. Comes in a nice packaging nonetheless, and with 3 different albums, each one of them being Nostalgia, with a little undertitle coming. The first one here is Bones and Dust, featuring 3 tracks of Bones and Dust and From the Night. And each of these albums are roughly 40 minutes, from 35 to 40 or between. And the style here is Kalmankantaja doing an homage, and as such taking a little bit different route than his own music as such, and this being very much inspired by artists that I guess got him going early on. And now that before you ask, Kalmankantaja is one of those bands from Finland that has been doing lots of albums, like a very typical bedroom black metal band that is way too many albums in terms of like how can the quality go. But nonetheless, the band has been improving since the day one, and quite big steps. It's actually a good example of these bedroom black metal bands that, once again here, 4 tracks by the way, Nostalgia to My Kingdom. This is one of those bands that have actually evolved in big steps, and I'm kind of proud of him personally, knowing the guy. He's a really nice person and good lad, but the early works were not exactly good. Later on, the band has been improving, and in fact there are quite a few really good black metal albums by the band, which is not something that I can say about the early works. Then there are a lot of more lukewarm parts with the artists, which are kind of listenable, but also quite forgettable. And between these extremities, the really good ones and the bad ones, well, at least kind of mediocre ones, there are albums such as this. The whole package, in fact, which is not the best or the worst of Kalmankantaja, but doing kind of a solid stuff here, but not exactly the ones that you might remember this band, from, off, whatever. And this one features 3 albums which are kind of nodding to traditional bedroom black metal traditions. The first one nodding very strongly towards Burzum, and actually being the best one of this pile. The other 2 are not so Burzum-esque, but more, I would say, reminding me of another solo project, but from Sweden, called Herr Mother. And both Kalmankantaja and Herr Mother have this thing in common, that they have done dozens and dozens of releases over a span of 10 years or so. And if you take a look at Kalmankantaja discography, this is vast. Not as vast as Vintar, a Russian bedroom black metal band, but still, like about 20 different full albums and a lot of splits and compilations to go with. Technically speaking, this Nostalgia Trilogy is also a compilation, because these 3 different Nostalgia albums have been released in 2020, or actually the last one 2021, and this Nostalgia Trilogy came later on in 2021 to complement things with a package and all that stuff. Now, like I said, these are all very atmospheric stuff, and roughly the total length is about 2 hours, each album being about 40 minutes, give or take. And the thing here is, well, those are very listenable. The super lengthy tracks are somewhat, now I won't want someone to say boring, but that's in fact what they are in a certain sense of words. The thing here is, these songs could have benefited if they were just more compact and more, how to say, easier to figure out and easier to just like make sense. You know, certain amount of repetition with compositions that are more easy to digest. Now it more or less becomes kind of a background black metal in the sense that you have a lot of interesting guitar leads. You have this melancholy and you have that somewhat decent or kind of a good production to complement all that stuff. On top of that, you also have these distorted vocals, which are almost like an homage to Philosopher Mira Burzum, not just nearly as good though. But the thing here is, with lengthy tracks and all that kind of atmospheric black metal with melodic guitar leads, but not exactly killer riffs, it becomes more or less the kind of a background black metal. The kind of atmospheric stuff that just kind of goes there, you know, and on the background that is. And you never actually figure out, okay, this is a good riff, this is a good chorus part. There are a couple of moments where you kind of raise your eyebrows like, okay, no, it's getting better. But they are too few and too scarce to actually make chains, make an impact, if you will. But if you're a fan of the band, there's no reason why to skip this one. If you love atmospheric black metal, there's no reason why not to check out this one. However, if you are a very riff-driven listener, like what I'm mostly, like if you like bands like Marduk or Mayhem or Darkthrone or whatever, because of the good riffs and impactful chorus parts or, I don't know, individual parts in general, Kalmankantaja with this nostalgia trilogy might not be your cup of tea. However, I still strongly recommend giving it a chance if you have a soft spot for atmospheric black metal. And if not, then this is not your cup of tea. Not this particular trilogy anyway. But links are in the description box, so decide for yourself whether or not to give it a go or not. Mild recommendation to this package, especially for beautiful packaging and decent songwriting. Thanks for checking out the review. Should you have comments or questions, let me know in the comments box below. Bye bye.